Welcome to ProPractice, your guide to refine, enliven, and illuminate the piano repertoire. I'm Josh Wright, and today's episode is on the Ballade No.4 in F minor, Opus 52 by Frédéric Chopin. Of course, one of my favorite pieces of all time, as are all of the ballades. This is the last one that I have to post. I've posted the other three if you'd like to view those videos as well. These videos are designed to help you become as efficient as possible in your practice sessions. So some of the things we're going to go over today are, for instance, how to get this opening as delicate as possible with good shape, good voicing. We'll obviously go over a lot of technical things today, like how to execute this more contrapuntal part. While still maintaining that shape. We'll go over parallel sixths. And how to execute those, how to practice them. Finally, we'll go over some different polyrhythms, stuff like this. This was a challenge for me. And then finally, the chords leading into the coda and the coda. These can be just a terror if you don't know the right ways to practice them. Let me look at my hands. I can't. Or even thirds in the coda. Or even these jumps. So we're going to hit on all of those things today, as well as each phrase of the piece. We're going to try to stick to an hour-long lesson. I know that's a big task, but let's just go back to the beginning and get started right away. First of all, as with the second ballade, kind of open octaves, it's growing out of the distance. It's very distant, it's coming closer. Same thing here. So don't, a lot of students get a little bit hung up on playing too loudly and they get too much passion and they do that too much. So just very light. Again, you just want to suspend your arm weight. I like a little bit higher of a wrist. You know, I don't like to be low like this. Finally, I've debated how to shape this left hand so many different ways. One thing I want you to realize, depending on what edition you're using, you may see like a lot of these hairpin markings. And a lot of times, one thing like crescendo diminuendo marks, that's what I mean by hairpin markings. You want to realize that those don't always mean get louder or get softer. Seymour Bernstein makes a really good point in his book. I think it's called like Interpreting Chopin's Symbols or something like that. That those are expression markings and they can mean to take time. So maybe you don't take so much time at the beginning, and as it crescendos you take more time maybe. That's just a thought. I mean, you can interpret these fairly loosely. And I did do a physical crescendo as well, but maybe these, rather than da, 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 you could do crescendo to that D. I always really liked that. Then let the right hand take over. That takes a lot of practice to do what I just did, because it's hard to shape two different things simultaneously. So you're kind of growing a little bit in the right hand while the left hand is doing this little crescendo diminuendo. Again, that's just my interpretation. You could do a diminuendo, straight diminuendo. Just be careful not to crush it. Like, too loud. So this could sound good though. Okay? When you get to here, I just love that little inner line there, so be aware of that. And I like to take time there, a little bit of time there, be less here, then grow to there. And so I like to be a little more bold, and then start a little less, kind of dive down, and then come back up. Then get softer. Again, being aware of that little line. I just think it's so beautiful. You don't have to do it, but feel free to be aware of it. Maybe try voicing it a little. It adds a little bit of extra flavor to it. Now here, ritenuto, so immediately slower. Not just this big retard, but ritenuto, you know, slow down almost immediately. So let's keep the momentum going here in bar 4. Take a little time, then feel free to just slow it down a little. Then, the reason I liked being aware of this voice before is because this stagnates at the end of bar 6 and 7, at the beginning of 7, and I like to do a little shape, so a little crescendo with the inner line into 7 and then down. I'll show you what that sounds like right here, starting at the beginning of bar 6. Was a little bit soft. Thank you so much for watching. As with all ProPractice videos, the first section is free. If you'd like to view the rest of this video, or if you'd like to learn more about ProPractice, just click on the link on this screen or on the link in the comments section below. Thank you so much for your support of ProPractice.